In a small Indian town, surrounded by narrow lanes and old tea shops, there lived a 20-year-old boy named Arjun Mehra. He worked in a small clock repair shop owned by his grandfather, Dadaji, a calm man with silver hair and endless patience. Every morning, Arjun opened the shop shutters at 9 a.m., cleaned the counters, and sat behind a wooden table filled with broken watches. People called him the boy who fixes time. But deep inside, Arjun felt lost. He had failed twice in college. His friends had moved to big cities chasing their dreams, while he was still here, tightening screws, changing batteries, and repairing the same old clocks. One afternoon, while cleaning the shelves, Arjun found something strange. A small pocket watch, covered in dust and rust. On its back was a faint engraving. Whoever fixes this will fix his destiny. Arjun chuckled. Destiny? Yeah, right. I can barely fix my own life. Still, something about that line felt magnetic. He decided to keep the watch. That evening, as Arjun was closing the shop, the bell above the door rang. A tall stranger in a black coat entered, carrying a dim lantern. His eyes were calm but deep, as if he had seen centuries pass by. He placed something on the counter. It was the same pocket watch. Arjun froze. He whispered, "This watch. I found it in the shop today. How do you—" The stranger smiled faintly. Time doesn't belong to anyone, my boy, but it listens to those who respect it. Before Arjun could speak again, the shop lights flickered, and the stranger was gone. No footsteps, no sound, just the faint ticking of a distant clock. Arjun stood still, goosebumps running down his arms. That night, he couldn't sleep. The stranger's words echoed in his mind. Time listens to those who respect it. He placed the pocket watch on his desk and began working on it. The gears were old, rusted, and oddly shaped. The spring inside seemed broken, and the glass cover was cracked. For the next few days, he tried everything, oiling, polishing, replacing screws, but every time the watch started ticking, it would stop after just a few seconds. Frustrated, Arjun slammed his hand on the table. Why won't this thing work? I've fixed hundreds of watches. Why not this one? Dadaji, who had been watching quietly, said softly, Because this isn't about skill, Arjun. It's about patience. Time tests those who try to control it. Arjun didn't understand, but he decided not to give up. Days turned into weeks. The shop had fewer customers now, and Arjun's friends stopped calling. But Arjun kept working, night after night, staring at the same broken watch. One night, during a power cut, he sat by candlelight and thought about his life. He remembered all the times he'd quit. After failing exams, after losing friends, after disappointing himself. He realized something. The problem wasn't the watch, it was him. He was always in a hurry. To finish, to succeed, to move on. Without ever learning patience. So that night, instead of rushing, he took a deep breath. He gently cleaned each part of the watch, one piece at a time, like his grandfather had taught him years ago. Minutes passed, then hours, and suddenly, tick, tick, Tick. The watch started running. Smoothly. Perfectly. At that exact moment, the clock on the wall struck midnight, and something magical happened. The candle flame flickered, and the shop around Arjun seemed to shimmer like a mirage. When his vision cleared, the shop looked brand new. Freshly painted walls, shining counters, glowing clocks. And then, he heard a familiar voice behind him. "Arjun, you did it." He turned, and there stood Dadaji, smiling, alive and healthy. Tears filled Arjun's eyes. "Grandpa, but you passed away 2 years ago." Dadaji smiled. "Time is funny, my boy. You fixed the watch. But what you really fixed was your patience. That was the lesson." Before Arjun could say another word, the bell above the door rang again. A man entered, dressed in a business suit. "Are you Arjun Mehra?" "Yes. I'm from Rayan & Co., a luxury watch company. We've heard about your skill. We'd like to offer you a contract to design our next collection." Arjun's hands trembled. "Me? Design watches?" The man smiled. "You've earned it. Some say you can even fix time." The next morning, Arjun woke up at his desk. The pocket watch lay ticking quietly. The shop was back to normal. Old walls, dusty shelves. His grandfather wasn't there anymore. For a second, he thought it was just a dream. But on the counter lay a business card from Rayan & Co., the same company from his vision, and next to it a handwritten note. "Time doesn't change your life, Arjun. You do." Arjun smiled through tears. "Thank you, Dadaji." 10 years passed. Arjun Mehra became one of the most respected watch designers in India. He opened his own studio called The Time Fixer, dedicated to his grandfather. In the center of his office, in a glass case, he kept that same pocket watch. It still ticked, steady and strong. Whenever journalists asked about it, he would say with a smile, "This watch reminds me that time never really breaks. It only waits for us to learn patience. Sometimes life stops ticking, just like a broken clock, but when you stop rushing and start believing, miracles happen." Arjun didn't fix the watch, he fixed himself. Because destiny doesn't come from time, it comes from patience. Moral of the story: don't fight with time, learn from it. The moment you fix your attitude, time will start ticking in your favor.